Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome Mike Collar from Winco Fireworks. How are you?
Great, Kaylee. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that we are almost 2022 is almost over.
It's crazy. It's the
It,
fastest year ever, it seems like. So
it really has, and there's been some ups and there's been some downs in the firework industry. So I wanted to talk to you today about kind of going over 2022. What were some of the big moments in 2022 with the firework industry? And then, of course, we want to look forward. We want to look forward to 2023 and talk about that a little bit. So kind of before we get into your the comments about 2022, what was this year like for you?
well, first of all, you got to kind of go back a couple of years because of COVID. 2020 and 21, believe it or not, was a great year for the consumer fireworks business. The commercial fireworks shows all got canceled because of COVID. And so people needed something to do. So they bought consumer fireworks, and they bought a lot of consumer fireworks. In fact, we ran out. We had showrooms closing on the 4th of July and some even on the 3rd. There just wasn't enough product in America to get that to get those needs fulfilled. So then comes 2022, which everybody in the fireworks industry almost all way over ordered, and we still got nervous because we couldn't get the stuff shipped. The West Coast had problems, and it was a very scary season. But then we worked and chartered some ships. We worked with that transportation company. We got the Port of New Orleans to open for fireworks, which they'd never had before. We got Kansas Southern here, to take fireworks from New Orleans to Kansas City, as well as Canadian National to take fireworks to other destinations. So the charter business really kind of saved us, and so that we could have plenty of product for the season.
And you don't normally do that, right?
It's the first time ever. There was also some ships chartered for other destinations by other people, but no, this is the first time ever. Unfortunately, the freight was very high, and it wasn't that it was higher than the West Coast. It was all about the same freight, but we could get the product guaranteed, but the freight was more than triple what it was 3 years ago. Triple.
Wow.
So it was crazy. But everybody was in the same boat. If you look at all commodity freight was up from overseas.
Okay, so let's talk about some of these big moments in this year. You talked about a little bit about the shipping issues and the chartering ships and the product shortages, because that really made everybody kind of order a lot more this year, right?
Well, yeah, people did order a lot more, and we had to order more because we committed to fill these chartered boats. So we put more what we call on the water to come to the United States than we normally would. Thus, we have a lot of inventory left, potentially 10 times the inventory we had this time last year, which is good and bad. The good part is we have it, and that's great. It's available. The bad part is we have a little extra freight in it that we normally wouldn't have. And now, as you can see in America, the freight prices are going down. So we just have to get a good average so we can offer the customer a fair price.
And one of the really positive things about, I think about 2022 is that New Year's Eve's on a Saturday, right?
That's exactly right. We hope to move a lot of product out through our southern warehouses, and there's a lot of showrooms down in the south because they celebrate New Year's Eve, even some places more than they do the 4th of July. So we're real excited. And then the 4th of July is on a Tuesday this year, which sometimes people don't think that's a great day, but it spreads it out. People hopefully start shooting Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and then Monday and Tuesday. So we hope Tuesday could be a good day, depending on what happens with the economy and certain things like that.
All right, so now talking 2022, let's talk 2023. So as you look ahead in the fireworks industry, what are some of the main notes that you're taking and things that you're preparing for?
Well, like I said, we have a lot of inventory, but yet we have a few holes. There's some spot shortages out there that that we have to just focus on in China. The good news is China's orders are way down this year because America has so many fireworks. So we feel pretty confident those hard to get items we're going to be able to get this year. And so coming 4th of July, I think the American consumer will be happy that they can get a full line of products.
And what about some of these issues in China right now that they're dealing with?
It's a complete mess. I mean, COVID in China, these guys, one of our offices over there, the Black Cat office, for instance, it's got a lot of people working in that office. The government shut that down 3 different times. This last time was because a driver's daughter who didn't come there had COVID. So they sent everybody home for all week. So this continues to happen all across China. You're seeing on the news now the riots in Shanghai and Beijing, and I think the China people just have had enough. And I don't know. I don't see this ever. I don't know if that ever will change. But right now, China has a lot of control over its people.
And so that's really going to impact, kind of some things with the firework industry going into next year.
Absolutely. Just the production, you get one part of the segment can make part of the product, and then maybe the other factory gets sent home, or the logistics of getting it loaded onto a container and getting it down to the port. You could have some issues there as well. So, once again, I'm glad we have so much inventory in stock because we feel pretty confident we'll be fine for the year. And what little inventory we still need to get in, I feel pretty confident eventually we'll get it. So good news is it's not as bad as it could be.
So do you have any advice before we wrap up this video? Do you have any advice for anyone who does sell fireworks, maybe one of people that work with you guys on how to prepare and how to make sure that you succeed in 2023?
Like always, buy early. Make sure you get the product. I mean, you can do all kinds of marketing and things like that, but if you don't have the product, it's not going to matter. So I encourage everybody to get their orders in early, take the product as soon as they can, and get prepared for the 4th of July season, coming up. Hopefully gas prices stay down. Gas prices are really helping us for New Year's Eve because they've just gone down quite a bit just in the last couple of weeks. And hopefully they'll stay down to that level during the 4th of July.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike Holler with Winco Fireworks, for joining me today talking about this. It was great information. Can you tell everybody where they can find out more information on Winco Fireworks?
You just go to wincofireworks.com. We've got our website that has all kinds of information, safety deals, places you can buy fireworks, all our satellite warehouses, and a lot more information. Just go to wincofireworks.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And if you have any comments or questions, you can put them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for